Hey everybody, it's Mushmuck here. It's going to be my Gotham Season 2, Episode 15 review, I believe. I think this is Episode 15. No, 15. Episode 12. I'm thinking of another show. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be my Gotham Episode 12 review. So a lot of stuff happened. This was a really good episode. I have to say, not the most exciting episode, really. I mean, this is really just getting back to Gotham, like we just now got back. I am going to live tweet next week. I couldn't live tweet yesterday because, you know, we were all going out to dinner and stuff. And I was like, hello, what about Gotham? They're like, oops, we forgot. So yeah, I didn't get to live tweet. But I am next week. I'm not live tweeting for Supergirl next week. I don't even know what they're doing next week, or if they have an episode next week. But let's get on to Gotham, so let's talk about it. So this episode, really, we met Hugo Strange. We've met Mr. Freeze in the final part of the mid-season break. We kind of met him with a little cold gun. Obviously, we didn't meet him. We kind of met him in this episode, too. But we met Hugo Strange more. Like, this is one of the first time we saw Hugo Strange in the show, officially in an episode. So, yeah. But let's talk about it. So it starts out with Gordon sitting around the desk, like, obviously, we gotta recap what happened, okay, with, like, Galavans, because it's been on break for, like, a long time. So they recap, he's kind of in this, like, courtroom or whatever, and he's just talking about, you know, what happened, and it's also Harvey Dent's there, too, so I thought that was really interesting, too. It was really interesting to see that, you know, he had to go through all that, and to clear his name, to get him off all charges. If he's lying, if he's not lying, what's going on, I have no idea. But it's just kind of just this big thing of telling the story and kind of piecing it back together and starting this new chapter. So we do that, and then, of course, Miranda Bachman, you know, obviously she's still here, and she says that she's pregnant. If you guys didn't know, she is pregnant in real life. I think she's like, what, about 5 months, maybe? 5 months in? I don't know, maybe 6? I don't know. I really have no idea. But she's pregnant in real life with Ben McKenzie, who plays Jim Gordon. So I thought that was really interesting, too. And isn't it weird to see Miranda Bachman back on this show when we just saw her on Deadpool, like, as Copycat? Like, that's kind of weird. I can't even think of her the same anymore. But it was really interesting to see, like, two versions of, like, to come back to Gotham after she's done Deadpool, and to see how different her characters really are, which is really interesting. But anyway, yeah, we get everything clear of all charges. Gordon's still lying. He covers it up pretty well. I have to say, Ben McKenzie does a really good job doing, like, the facial expressions when you can tell that he's lying, but they can't tell that he's lying. He does a really good job with that. But he pretty much lies about this whole thing. Cobblepot, Oswald is still up for, you know, Penguin's still up for grabs for whoever can get him. Obviously, it ended up being, Barnes, I forgot his name for a second. It ended up being Barnes that got him, but he was still up for grabs for a little bit in the episode. So he got him, we went to the police station, Penguin was there, backed Gordon's story. Nigma comes into this mix, and I really like how Ed kind of, like, gets called name by Harvey in this episode. Bullock, not Dent. But when Bullock calls him idiot, right? Or dummy, or whatever. I think it was dummy. But when he calls him that, like, he just crushes that rose. Like, you can see that he is not dumb. He knows he's intelligent. He knows that he's like this. He knows that he can do Riddler. He knows that, like, and he's going to become, like, a kind of, like, Enigma. I wouldn't say he's going to become Riddler. He's going to become Enigma, which is really cool. So we got to remember that. Even though he's the Riddler, he's not going to become the Riddler. It's still prequel. Like, it's still gonna be prequel. Even though even though Mr. Freeze got the name Mr. Freeze, he's not Mr. Freeze. He's not, you know, Mr. Freeze, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, we see him crush the flower, we see him, you know what, don't call me that name. So I really like what they're doing with him. And then when he talks to Penguin, like, on the bar, I was like, how can no one notice that? I have no idea. But then they end up taking Penguin to Arkham, meet Hugo Strange. We officially meet him as the psychiatrist, I believe, as Arkham. I don't think he, well, maybe he does run it. I can't remember or not. But I think he said he did run it because there was nobody else in charge there, right? And Penguin kind of is like, I'm the king of Gotham still. Butch is really the king of Gotham now. But, you know, and we see that with Tigress, with their kind of relationship, which is kind of awkward. I feel like that was one of the things I was a little off-putting for the episode. To me, it was like their relationship, and how Tigress is kind of just blowing out in the wind right now. Like, she has nowhere to go, but now apparently she's going to be with Bullock. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's there. But, you know, Butch is now the new king of Gotham. Until Fish Mooney comes back, because they have reported she's coming back. I don't know if she's coming back in present day, or if she's coming back in flashback or whatever, but it's possible that she could be back for the Queen of Gotham. I don't know, I don't think so, but it's possible. But anyway, we get Penguin trying to deal with these psychos in Arkham, and it's crazy. He ends up meeting Hugo Strange. They talk about it a little bit. Hugo Strange goes back to Indian Hill. Easter egg, we hear that the arsonist, who is Firefly, is not cooperating with what's going on in Indian Hill. So that's kind of crazy that they're still, like, throwing out Firefly stuff. So she probably will return. Another Easter egg is that you can see in the beginning of the episode, or maybe it's not, where Penguin's out in the streets as, like, in the hobo fire. You can see that it says ha 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 with Joker colors and the eyes and all that on the wall with graffiti. They're just, everyone's saying, oh, that's another tease for Joker. It's not a tease for Joker. Like, when you saw Jerome die and all the people rise up to the potential new Jokers, that's what that is. Like, people are still going crazy over Joker's death, or I mean Jerome's death. So they're putting out these calling cards and these, you know, tagging the walls of Gotham to show you that that's still out there, but show you that they're still acknowledging Jerome's decease. Maybe decease, I don't know. But it was really cool to see that Easter egg too. Back with the current stuff. So we see Hugo Strange go to Indian Hill. He's in charge of that, obviously. Wasn't that really cool when the wall opened up to go down to Indian Hill? That was amazing. But anyway, back to the main story stuff. Mr. Freeze, of course, we know he's here. He's freezing people for experiments with Nora. So if you guys don't know, in the comics, and basically everywhere you see Mr. Freeze, animated series, the games, all he's doing is that he's doing these villainous things for his wife. Like, they even say that. She even says, for the sake of me, for the sake of my disease, in the episode. And how they explain it, she is sick, he freezes her, you know, in the comics and games and all that stuff, freezes her so that she does not die, but he also tries to cure her as she is frozen. So it's really interesting to see that they're bringing that to light, and they're actually doing the character really well. Like, Gotham has had a reputation of people saying that it's horrible because they're bending all of the comic book characters, like all of their purposes, all of their, like, meanings in life. Mr. Freeze, from this episode, as I can tell, they're doing a really good job with the character, and they're really doing a good job of explaining him. Like, they're explaining what he does, like, why he does, what drives this criminality. Why does he do this for Nora? So they're really doing a good job of explaining that, and I like that. So ends up freezing these people. Nora finds out. The cops come. Gordon comes after investigating all the other frozen, you know, clues. And we see that, you know, Victor Fries. I always thought that it was still his last name was just Freeze. Freeze, you know what I mean? Because everyone says that in everything else, like in the animated series, they said it. The games, they say it. The comics, mostly people say that. So I guess they did. I guess that's the only thing that changed, which isn't a big deal. It's just a name, right? As long as he's Mr. Freeze, as long as that's his actual criminal name, I'm fine with it. But they end up leaving it off with that. I think I pretty much covered everything in this episode. If I didn't, comment down below, but I think that's pretty much it in terms of the story part. But it was really interesting to see this. I really liked it, and I really like where they're going with Mr. Freeze. He's really cool. I just need to see more of the classic Mr. Freeze that we know in this guy, because the actor who was playing him, he was kind of iffy in this episode. By the end, when he said Nora, and he just like looked off in there, like at Nora being taken away in the cop car, that was excellent. But I want to see like more of a classic Mr. Freeze out of him. He's going to be making a prototype suit, it looks like, or like not the actual full-on version of the suit, but like a type of suit for next week, so we're going to see that as well. And how long will this Mr. Freeze thing go on? I have no idea. And when will Fish be back? When will Penguin escape Arkham, maybe? When will Selina come back? When will Bruce be back? When will Alfred? Like, we have a lot of stuff to look forward to. But let's hope they do more Ivy as well. Let's hope that they do maybe Azrael. Well, they're going to do Azrael, so when are they going to do that? I have no idea. But what do you guys think of this episode? And what do you guys think of the future season? What do you think about the rest of Season 2 and where they're going to take it? So comment down below. Links in there to my other Gotham videos. Links in there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and Cinema channel. Don't forget to follow and subscribe those. Updates, I'm going to be doing a Supergirl video next talking about Indigo and what happened in that episode, so don't forget about that too. So like and favorite this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.